I recently saw a speech that Viola Davis gave, and I won't be able to repeat what she said word for word, but the truth of what she said has stayed with me. And the idea of the statement was this: hell is the day we die, and the person we are meets the person we could have become, the person we should have become. That's a vision that woke me up. And I hope it wakes you up too, with clarity. Not the pressure to do everything today, just more clarity on living the life you want. Because this one life, this big, beautiful, complicated, and trying life, is not something that you should sleepwalk through. And if you've been listening to this season, you already know the world can be very heavy. Your nervous system can be overwhelmed, and your hope can get low. But I need you to hear me when I tell you, you don't have to do everything that you dream of today, but you do have to try. You have to keep choosing yourself so that you can protect what's alive inside of you. You have to keep taking steps towards the life you were placed here on this planet to live. Welcome back to How to Dream. I'm Deedee Cummings, and this is episode 8, Dreams in Motion. Thank you, as always, for coming back to this space and joining me here. I want to begin this last episode, which I have to tell you, this is really hard for me. I've already told you this is something I've wanted to do for a long time, but thinking that this is the last episode has really kind of shook me up. I have enjoyed doing this, and unlike most podcasts that roll out months in advance, I'm actually doing this podcast in real time. And I was pretty late on getting this last episode done because I realized that I am struggling with saying goodbye to this season. I'm just not ready. There's so much more we have to talk about. And because we are rolling this out in real time, I am hearing from you all. I'm hearing from the people who are actually listening to this podcast, and I'm getting your feedback about what it means to you. And that means a lot to me. One of the things that I have heard that is helping people the most is talking about our nervous system. We are living in a crazy time, guys. I guess no matter when we do this podcast, times would be crazy because that's just the way of the world. But this is, in particular, a really crazy time. And we can't let a crazy world make us feel crazy. We have to find our center. We have to find our people, and we have to find our peace. So that's one thing I wanted to stress today is when we talk about dreams, a lot of times people think that we're talking about dreams of being a Hollywood movie star. I'm talking about everyday life. No matter what your dream is, whether it is to be well known for what you do, go back to school, or just to find peace in your own home. Whatever your dream is, you can't dream with a dysregulated nervous system. Your nervous system is your body's message and alarm system. It carries messages between your brain and your body like a bunch of tiny wires. It helps you move, think, feel, breathe, and rest. It also decides if you're safe or in danger. If it thinks you're in danger, it turns on alarm mode so you can protect yourself. Now picture how you feel when your alarm goes off in the morning. Now picture feeling like that all day long. That is what a dysregulated nervous system feels like when your body and your mind decide that you are never safe, never able to let your guard down, never able to turn the alarm off. Do you think you can be in that state and live your best life? Regulation means helping your nervous system calm down and feel safe again after it's been in alarm mode. If your body stays in alarm mode too long, it's harder to think clearly. It's harder to feel calm, and you cannot sleep well, so you are never rested. And you definitely can't think about your future. Your nervous system is constantly in fight or flight mode, constantly bracing, constantly scanning, constantly trying to survive. Dreaming starts to feel impossible. You feel unorganized because you are, and that started with your nervous system, which is central to your makeup, both physically and mentally. But this world will tell you that you're lazy. This world will have you believing that you're just not capable, and that's not true. Your body is overwhelmed. And we're living in a time where a lot of people's nervous systems have never truly come back down. It's been years of heavy, years of loud, years of too much information, too much stress, too much division, and too much uncertainty. When you're living like that, your brain doesn't prioritize dreaming, it prioritizes getting through the day. That's why us spending time here together breathing is not some cute add on to these episodes. Breathing is a practice that tells your body, in this moment, I am safe. Breathing is how you interrupt panic and clear enough space in your mind to think. Breathing is how you lower the noise inside your mind long enough to hear your own voice again. And if you take nothing else with you after this season, I want you to take this. Breathing is not just oxygen, it's permission. Permission to slow down, to feel, to choose. It's permission to start over anytime and any place you are ready to. If you don't regulate your body, you will keep trying to build your dream with a nervous system that is constantly under attack. That's not doable. And more than that, it's exhausting. So as we close this season, I want you to continue the breathing practice because it is foundational to our lives. Now, I'm not going to recap this entire season episode by episode, but I am going to tell you what I want you to keep close. I want you to remember how to protect your hope. And that hope is not automatic, it's a practice, a skill. If we don't protect our hope, this world will try to take it from us. I also want you to remember how important it is to tell yourself the truth. You cannot build a life around a dream you refuse to name. Truth is where motion begins. Stay in your lane. Remember, we talked about that. We live in a world where we see too much. Social media, 24-hour news, streaming, YouTube, unwanted and unasked for opinions everywhere. It takes up so much space in your mind, too much space. So much space that it becomes hard to hear your own thoughts clearly. If you don't put blinders on when you need to, comparison will keep you stuck by draining your hope and clouding your clarity. I also don't want you to forget how important it is to build in chapters. Dreams don't always come fully formed. Sometimes the dream unfolds as you grow strong enough to hold it, as you learn the lessons you needed to prepare for the dream and for the journey. So stop punishing yourself for not being there yet. All you have to focus on is your next step. And lastly, I want you to keep close the idea that one real step beats 1,000 beautiful thoughts. Inspiration is wonderful, but it doesn't change your life until you put it in motion. You don't need to put pressure on yourself. You need practice. And so that's what I'm going to give you right now. Okay, we are going to work together to create something that you can actually use. This is not a complicated life overhaul. This is a one-page plan that will keep you moving for the next 30 days. This is your dream in motion plan. So get a piece of paper or your journal and pause this podcast while you do that. You can come back and unpause it anytime. You can also open your notes app and take notes while we do this. Although I have to tell you, I'm not a big fan of the notes app because I think a lot of stuff gets lost in there. It's just too hard not to see it every day. I like writing things down because there is something about the hand-mind connection that reminds you to do it, reminds you that it's real. It's not just some random text that you sent off and forget about. But you take notes however is best for you. I also don't want you to worry about this being perfect. You can always make this pretty later if that's what you want to do. Right now, we just need to get the plan down. Part 1 is the life I'm moving toward. The one sentence I want you to write is, the life I am moving toward is. And then I want you to fill that in. You can do that now by pausing, or you can just write down the prompts that I'm asking you to write down and you can fill it in later. Part 2 is what I know. Write 3 lines. I know what I want. I know what I need. I know I can no longer. So you're going to fill in the sentence behind each of those prompts. I know what I want and it is. So the 3 lines again are I know what I want. I know what I need. I know I can no longer. If I'm talking too fast, again, just remember, don't get frustrated. You can just pause and unpause. Here's part 3 of our plan. What I must protect. And I want you to choose 3 of these that you feel like you are being called to protect today. My hope, my peace, my time, my attention, my body, my boundaries, my discipline, my imagination, my support system. Write 3 of these that you know you must work on protecting. Part 4 of the plan is what must change. Write 1 response in each of these areas. A habit I need to change is, a mindset I need to release is, a distraction I need to limit is. And let me tell you, sometimes we think about distractions as like social media or our phones are taking up too much of our time, but a distraction can be a person too. So think about that. What is absorbing a lot of your time? If you're having trouble with that, go back to the episode where we talked about protecting your hope and what steals your joy. We called them hope thieves. Remember? That'll give you a really good outline to think about what distractions you need to limit. And the prompt says distractions I need to limit, but actually you could go one further. What distractions do I need to eliminate? And the last part of the plan is my bold step. Choose one bold but doable step for the next 30 days. Something bigger than you've done before, but not so big that it's going to set you up to fail. We want it to be something that you will be able to do. One bold but doable step for the next 30 days. This is not a step that's going to change your entire life. It's a bold step. It might be putting $500 in the bank. Maybe that's a gigantic sacrifice for you, but you can do it. That's one example of what we're talking about there. There's so many more. One bold but doable step. And then at the end of the plan, I want you to write within the next 30 days, I will. And we've been doing this all season long, but usually we give ourselves a shorter time frame than that. So this is a longer time frame with bigger action, but still not designed to overwhelm you. These are things that you should be able to do. Because what we know is if you get your dream in motion, you're more likely to make it happen. There's this fallacy that everything has to happen in 3 months or 6 months or 9 months, and that's just not real. No empire is built in 3 months. So we have to take the small daily, weekly, and monthly steps to get to where we would be in 5 years, because that 5 years is going to pass whether we do anything or not. And when that 5-year mark comes, I know how much further I'm going to be along in my journey if I'm taking 365 steps a day as opposed to waiting for the right time. This one page that we just worked on becomes a compass. And so I looked up the definition of compass because I think that's a very interesting word. I know that it's the little circular thing with north, south, east, west on it, but I wanted to be able to describe to you why compass was so powerful. And so the definition of a compass says that it is essential for navigation. Essential for navigation. That is why this one page is so powerful. We're not just talking about wasting time. We're not just talking about a piece of paper that makes us feel good. We're talking about a compass that you need to get your dream in motion. Now, picture with me that your dream is just to have more peace in your life. This one piece of paper will remind you daily what you are working towards. That's another reason why I like the paper over the notes app, because you can put the paper somewhere where you will be forced to look at it every day. You can hang it on your bathroom mirror. You can put it like right on the inside of your purse so that every time you reach into your purse, you see it. There are many places where you can put this where you'll be faced to look at it as a reminder of what you want to work on. And every day won't be perfect. Maybe every day you won't hit the mark, but you will hit the mark more days than you would have without it. So remember that we need these reminders because life ticks on. If we don't slow down and take control of our life, like I said, 5 years passes. We need this because we are not drifting through this life. We're not sleepwalking through this life. We're not waiting for the perfect mood or the perfect time because that ain't coming. What we're not doing is leaving our lives unlived. Okay? That's what we're not going to do. All right. Ooh, that was a lot, but we needed to get through that exercise so we could do that together. I know I already said this, but I'm going to say it again. I'm having a tough time letting this season go. So I need to give you some things that you can hold on to so you don't forget what we've talked about here. I'm already hearing from people how some of these things are landing with them, but I need to make sure it stays with you. So please do that one page tool for me. If you won't do it for yourself, do it for me. All right, now let's do what we always do one more time. Let's anchor this with your body because your dream needs a nervous system that can hold it. So we are going to breathe together. Take a breath in through your nose, hold it, and exhale slowly. Let it all the way out, all the way out. Again, take a deep breath in, hold it, and blow the breath all the way out. Let's do that one more time. Take a deep breath all the way in, hold it. Now let it all the way out. As a part of our reset practice, I want you to say to yourself, I am here. I can come back to myself. I don't have to do everything today, but I will not abandon my life. Let's name it. Name what has been holding you back the most. You don't have to write this down, just say it out loud. Has it been fear or exhaustion, comparison, people pleasing, disappointment, procrastination? Have you been settling? Because all of these things, when you don't name them in your life, they control your life. They run your life from the shadows. And all of these things are based in your mental health. So again, we have talked about going to see a therapist if you are not happy with how your life has been moving. That's okay. You don't have to be able to name that. You don't have to be able to go to the therapist and say, I know I feel like this because. You can just go to a therapist and talk to them about how you feel, and they will help you fill in these blanks. If you are struggling to fill in these blanks, including the ones that we talked about on your one-page dream in motion plan, then please schedule with a therapist because they can help you complete that plan. Name the thing that keeps running your life. Now we're going to work on shifting one thought in our mind. And the thought that I want to end this season with is, perhaps you are having the thought that you'll start when things calm down. So we're going to shift that thought from, I'm going to start my life when things calm down, to, I can create calm inside my body and take one step anyway. Another thought that you might want to shift that to is, I don't need perfect conditions. I need practice. I don't need perfect conditions. I need practice. Now we'll work to build your 3-minute daily practice that you can use over the next 30 days with your Dream in Motion plan. And what I am recommending is that every day you take 3 slow breaths before you do anything else, before you reach for your phone, before you yell at the kids to get up because they're late for school, before your blood pressure shoots through the roof. I want you to start your day by taking 3 slow breaths and asking yourself, what would raise your hope by even 1 point today? What would raise your hope by even 1 point today? And then promise yourself that you're going to take one small step from your Dream in Motion plan. That's it. That's the practice. One small step from your Dream in Motion plan. That is our step. And within 30 days, you have already begun to put your dream in motion. And the more you do that, the more the momentum builds and the more it will become a daily habit and a practice. And you'll find that it's not as difficult as we have been told it is because we are in motion, we are moving. And it's like a rock rolling down a hill. Once the rock rolls, it's a little slow, but it keeps rolling and it picks up speed and it gets faster. And sometimes it even knocks other stuff loose and starts carrying that with it. It all starts rolling down the hill together. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about picking up speed so that you can make choices, gain clarity, improve your focus, and start taking steps towards the life you know deep down you know you want and you deserve. And when we stop speaking vaguely about things in our life, we start speaking clearly. Here are the affirmations I want to leave you with for this week. My life is not meant to be half lived. And I have never interrupted the affirmations before, but as I say these words, I picture the faces of so many therapy and consulting clients who came to me bravely, unwilling to let their dream die. Just like me, they had to face disappointments in life and setbacks and crabs in the barrel, but they pushed through. They made it. I saw them. I was there with them. This is real. People really do this and they really change the course of their lives, and you can too. So today, as we say these affirmations, I want you to picture the face of a person you admire the most, someone who did not quit despite having every reason to do so because they believed that their life was not meant to be half lived. We have one life and it is meant to be lived fully. So this time when you say it, I want to hear a little bit of that attitude we talked about when I was telling you the Venus Williams story. I want to hear that attitude that we talked about in your throat, and I want you to feel that attitude with your whole chest. I want you to picture someone standing in your way and feel real bad for them because that's a bad place to be, and say it again. My life is not meant to be half lived. I do not have to do everything today, but I will not keep abandoning what I know is inside of me. I will protect my hope, clear space in my mind, regulate my body, and take one real step at a time. My dream is not a tease. It's real. It is a call, and I will answer it. Guys, if you fully believe that you were responsible for becoming the fullest version of yourself, what would you stop putting off? And sit with that as you think about what we've talked about today. If this season helped you, don't let it be a moment. Let it be a movement in your life. Let it be the push you have been looking for to get your dreams in motion. Let it be your wake-up call that your life was never intended to be half-lived. Truth be told, some of y'all on quarter-lived, and that was never your destiny. That was what this world handed to you, and you accepted as a truth, but it never was. We are not accepting that anymore. We are making it a practice. Write your dream in motion plan. Put it somewhere you can see it. Don't forget about it. And sometimes when you look at it, I'm going to warn you, it might be painful to look at. And sometimes you'll look at it and you might feel silly. But imagine the pain you'll feel if you never try. And we're going to do that together. I'm still going to be here. We are going to do this together. So stay with the work. For the next 30 days, we have committed to 3 breaths, 1 hope check, and 1 real doable step. Remember, you don't have to do it all in a day, but you do have to try. And I believe you can.